The old world released, and I think it took everyone by surprise by just how popular it was.
Can I open the box?
You can open the box, Tom.
Thank you. It's a big box.
However, one fatal flaw of the old world is the majority of models that have released are from like 20 years ago.
Oh, look at the chariot. You can now legally drink that chariot.
Also, I don't think Games Workshop were expecting just quite how popular it was going to be, so a lot of the things that were available you can't actually buy. So alternatives such as proxies or stand-ins are getting a lot of light, especially in the 3D printing market. So who are you? I'm you. But in 3D. We're collaborating on this project. You know that, don't you? We're doing it. We're doing it together, bro. So today I'm going to try and build the old world box set, and this guy's going to try and print an army faster. Let's see how we get on. So, building gang.
I think I might be able to get my entire hand through that cap. Apparently, they're still using the exact same printers as these.
I'm surprised they've not redone them, but there you go.
I think we've got a task on our hands here, Mikey.
Right, let's get building, shall we?
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
So
Did
ready.
you bring the glue?
I thought you had some glue.
The first job was to clip all of the bits out. I started with the warriors and I wanted to save the dragon until last because that was new, whereas all the other kits came out 2002 or earlier when you're looking at the horses, which are older than me, and I'm 30. And these are classic models. The legs are 1 bit, the bodies are 1 bit, and the 2 arms are separate. Unlike more modern kits, they are sliced in a way that they go together 1 way, and it's kind of like single pose miniatures, where these are fully posable. So what I did is clipped out all the bits and separated them. So I started with the legs and cleaned up all of the mold lines, and then started gluing them to bases. But the mold lines are actually... It's hard to stress just how horrific they are compared to a modern day Games Workshop kit. We've been going for 3 hours.
Yeah, probably.
Tom's decided to do all of the peasants all at once. How's that going?
I regret this decision. I regretted it about an hour ago.
Look at this production line of just like clipping sprues.
How many fucking halberds do you want?
So I've built 20. I've got 5 horses built, and that's it. But Tom is like you're playing the long game.
I'm the long wall.
If anyone's not doing anything today, please come over because Tom needs you. Like we're just clipping out the archers.
Look at the mould line on his chin.
Look at it. It's just a mess. Look at that. It's like he's got a beard. He's got a chin strap of mold.
Beard. He's like, hold. I'm keeping my facial hair, boys.
Now, obviously, these molds are really old. They've been used loads. They're from 20 years ago, but 2024, and this is what we're left with. And this is where the time sink came in. The mold lines just took forever and made such a mess. So it's now 6 o'clock. Tom's had to go, bless him. I managed to do 20 warriors, the 8 archers, 2 of the chariots. I started the 3rd one, and I've built the new Tomb King. He's very pretty. He's very cool and much better kit than the rest of them. Poor Tom has built all of the spearmen, commander for the 2 units, but he's not done the heads. He's cleaned them all up, but that's all Tom did because the mold lines are awful. This is a lot. However, I'll take these off. As for my day 1, I get to play with the Gears reflex system. I'll be printing everything today using this 3D printer, and if you are interested in a more in-depth look that goes into the technical specifications of this printer and its 2 counterparts, then you can subscribe to my new channel, Hellstorm 3D, which will be focusing on 3D printing, and where I'll be doing a full review of all of these machines. This machine was sent to me for free, but they are not sponsoring the video, so my thoughts are my own. My first job was getting the machine unpacked. Now, it's really well packaged with the flip-up lid, which is really nice. It can be kind of annoying trying to find somewhere to place a lid from a machine, and it comes with all your standard stuff, some free gloves, a scraper, etc. And once I'd got all the packaging out, it was a case of setting it up and going through the rigmarole of the usual setup things. Okay, the touchscreen's really nice. Please bind your device to Blueprint Studio. Okay, so it's relatively straightforward. You go to software, then consumer, and then Gears Blueprint, and then you just download it from here. So in this case, it actually has built-in wireless, and it is just nice being able to slice the file and send it from your PC to the machine. It's just convenient. Even it's literally there. But imagine if it's in another room, I can send a file print in. It's great. It's great. Something that I've never seen on a resin printer before is auto bed leveling. Okay. I didn't do anything. I just like doing things. It said it's passed. Cool. Love that. No leveling required. That's crazy. And spoiler alert, I leveled it now. and I haven't leveled it since, and I have printed all the army. Hey Gears also sent me 5 litres of their resin, so I'll be using that to print all of the models today.
It's 2 lids, look. It's got a little valve that presses and that'll let the resin out. Okay, I trust you. I was a bit nervous then. Right, I'm trying to put that in. Installed! I opened the lid and I realised it was filling up while it was updating, so that's quite a nice system. Very clean. I like that.
And the first job was to send off some resin calibration pieces so we could have a look at the quality of print. And as you can see, this is a really, really crisp print. There's very good adhesion to that solid metal build plate, with like the tabs on the back where the resin has gone through the holes in the build plate and it's cured there. By the way, I've actually told you which models I'm printing today. It's the sponsor of today's video, baby! Sally Factory is a company that designs and manufactures miniatures and board games for 3D printing at home. And today they wanted me to present to you the Armies of the Sand Kickstarter. This Kickstarter is for an incredible army in which to defend the desert sands from the many enemies that populate the old world. The rewards you'll receive are STLs for the miniatures, for use in war games, board games, for things like Warhammer Reforged, 9th Age, or anything else you can think of. This is an expansion to their previously successful Kickstarter of these miniatures, which really rounds out the army into a fully fledged force with loads of options. Each model will be delivered pre-supported in an STL format, and a Lychee slicer file will also be provided in case you want to adjust those supports. All of the miniatures shown have been test printed on a small Elegoo Mars 3 or a larger Elegoo Saturn. So don't delay, as there's only a few days left to back this fully funded Kickstarter, and the more people that back, the more that is going to be unlocked via stretch goals. So the more of you that sign up using my link in the description, the more rewards you'll get for 3D printing your own army at home. So sign up today using the link in the description, and thank you so much to Sally Factory for sponsoring today's video. Anyway, let's have a closer look at some of those minis. I've got a lot to print. So now we've got some absolutely beautiful Tomb King standing models to print. We can take these models into Blueprint Studio and decide what sort of layer height we want to print.
As you can see, like the details in the headband are a lot harder to see. And it does take twice as long to print, but I think I'm going to prefer crisper over speed in this instance. Absolutely love the details on this one. So I think 30 microns. Man, they both look fit though, don't they?
So what's super cool about Sally Factory is that actually the models come in packs, like the infantry. These are in packs of 5. Like they actually do blocks of 30. Actually perfectly fits on the bed. I can print little blocks of 5, and then the last 5 I can do like 2 sets of command. All of the files are individually supported. You know, you can pick and choose whatever you want to print. Like there's a shield down. I can just go, oh, I need 5 spearmen, and then there they are. There's the pack. You know, here's 5 skeletons, print away. So I've done that 4 times. I've got 2 slice files. Now, as I said, I've got the basic skeletons, which were in standard thickness. They're going to take 2 hours 20 minutes. I do think the precision mode is a lot nicer. So it's going to take 5 hours. Probably quicker than building skeletons at like the other loser. No mold lines, baby.
So my models are printing away. I've been having the best time. It's been really chill. I've got some new toys to play with. So why don't I stop talking and let the old loser Hellstormwargaming carry on? Not the cool younger brother Hellstorm 3D. You should subscribe, by the way. I'm cooling in 3D glasses. I mean, what else? Right, thank God he's gone. Let's get back into building the box, okay? We've got half of it done, and Tom's just left.
Okay, it's just ticked over 9 PM, which means I started building around 8 hours ago. I've just built the skeleton archers, and I've got the king, and I've got the 3 chariots but no riders. But that is officially half the box built in 8 hours. So you definitely get your money's worth in terms of building, never mind painting, but Jesus Christ. Now I am very, very tired. So I'm gonna call it a day there, and I'll come back for day 2 tomorrow. It's not even like I'm going slow. It's just the mold lines are horrific. So you have to like cut up every single piece all around it. So it's just taking forever. Right, it's day 2. I've just woken up. Let's get it. So 2.5 hours in, I've built 20 spearmen. I still haven't done the shields, and I've built the chariot driver riders. I'm gonna go have some lunch, and that is a total of 10.5 hours. So 60 more spearmen, 8 more horses, and then the dragon to celebrate the win. The horses were built yesterday, but like trying to trying to fill the gap with the glue because they just keep splitting apart. So I tried to like fill it with glue, and I thought once the rider's on there, you're not be able to see. But then, as I've left them, they started splitting anyway. These are a pain in the bum to build. I feel like the dragon both going to be glorious because it's a modern kit, which is making me excited to build it. But also, I don't think it's going to be that good. I think it's just going to be another model.
Right, he's 10 hours into the build now. I've literally done nothing. I spent like 15 minutes setting up the first print. I've printed it out, and here they are.
Looking good, I'd say. Now I need to get these out and wash and cure them. Well, that's convenient. I have been having a few issues with build plate adhesion, as in it's adhering too much. But I think because these are quite large, yeah, because these are quite large, they're quite easy to get under. But the build plate and the FEP are very close together on that first layer, which is great for adhesion, but a bit awkward to get them off, which is why all my calibration pieces ended up snapping. Pros, it's definitely not coming off during the print. Cons, this build plate has got no chance of surviving more than 3 weeks.
We're going to be using the Ultracraft wash with isopropyl alcohol to wash all of these models.
You got time setting, I like to do 10, and you can change how fast it goes, which is quite cool. It auto sets at 150, let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. 10 minutes, 200 revolutions. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. Shake it, baby. So the fun thing about the wash station, it actually comes with a second bucket, right? And what you do, plonk it on top like this, right? And it has this valve, and it drains into the second bucket, which I think is pretty dope, actually. I think that's pretty sick. My IPA is ready to go back on there for the next wash. And then in here is my 5 models that I can just go in and grab and let them dry. And if anything had fallen off, I'll be able to see it because they'd be stuck in there, you know, in the little grate. That's really nice. That's a really cool system.
The ones who'd rescued them from their sprue prisons, it was just a case of laying them out ready to be cured.
Then it's a case of putting them in the pizza oven at gas mark 5 for about 5 minutes. So I'm going to print archers next, but obviously the archers are only in 16, so I've got 3 packs of 5. But I've also got the musician for the spearman. I've got some swords for the sergeant / champions of the squads. So I just need to do the banner. I was going to put the banner on here as well, but it was like twice as high as everything. Obviously with resin, the higher you are, the longer it takes to print. I'll just have to try and remember it, because knowing me, I'll forget and do them on their own last. So let's send that to Slice. So it looks like they're all done. Oh yeah. Look at that. Golden brown, I'd say. Golden brown. Carefully into here.
That's 20 skeletons all there, and we've got the next 7 minutes I spent despruing the next 20, so I'll get them baking. Let's go, baby. And all the while I've been doing that, the next set of skeleton archers have been... the next skeleton set of archers have been getting printed, which has been nice.
So while they're printing, I suppose I better get building.
Hour and 15 with change to build 20 skeletons, and then the shields are separate, ready to be glued on after the painting. And it's nice because they're like nice scale. They don't have insane heads and insane hands. They're actually like to scale as they should be. So that's 20. I have the next 20 in a box, and I also have half the archers. Yeah, that took a lot longer than I was expecting.
I might need some help. God damn, is he annoying? Wow. Anyway, we're almost at the finish line. A few more archers and the dragon. Let's get it.
Right, another 3 hours. Another 3 hours. Oh man, the mould lines are so bad. Like, yeah, mould line removal is fine, but look at the all of this is just plastic I've had to remove from the models. Like, it is horrific how much just like... It's not even dust, it's like raw chunks of mould line. I've got the archers done on the horses, they're all cool. And I just need to stick the arms on, but I want the quivers to dry first because they are so flimsy. I'm gonna get to this dragon and I'm gonna be like looking for mould lines and there's gonna be nothing there, it's gonna be crazy. It is just like, look at the state. Like, there's so much plastic that needs removing. Man. Like, there's mould slips, so like the round bit is like in 2 halves. It's just crazy how bad some of the models are. Like, I love Tomb Kings. I think they're awesome, but if I was doing this and I didn't care about Tomb Kings, I would have given up, man. Oh, we're so close. So close.
3 hours later.
All that stands between me and the Bone Dragon is sticking one skeleton arm onto this skeleton archer with one hand, whilst delusional and have been spiffing a lot of glue this morning. One sec. Flawless. There it is. The final skeleton archer. Oh my god, there's so many. I just have the last model to build, the Bone Dragon, which did arrive damaged and I had to glue it back together. 14 hours to build all of that. Look at the minimal mold lines. You can't even see them. I'm very excited to build this. I'm very glad I waited till the end. So that's it. Last model. Let's go. What can only be described as a glorious bone dragon crocodile. This model's so good, but the problem with it is it's modern. So the base is like part of the model. So you got like this gap here that's supposed to go there. And then that arm wing goes on there and attaches to the body there, and then the feet attach there. But I don't want to glue this down until I've based it. It's gorgeous, but you want to glue it to the base, but you also don't want to glue it to the base because you want to paint it. So I would recommend leaving the wings off rather than stick them on like I did. The final hour and a half, I have finally finished building the bone crocodile thingy. And it all looks a bit sketchy because it's actually in sub-assemblies, so the eagle isn't attached there. The howdah is clearly not attached, and neither is a lich priest, so they're going to be easy to paint because I can just do that separately.
So all in all, it took me 17 hours to build the entirety of the Tomb Kings of Khemri starter box.
That's a long time, and I do think I might be able to 3D print an army much faster than that, and you'll find out now.
Man, that was a long time, but I think Hellstorm 3D has his work cut out for him because, man, last time I checked, he had nothing. He had like 20 warriors built, and that was it. He's right behind me, isn't he? Yeah. All right, then. Let's get this army printed. And I found a secret weapon. Not this one. You've seen this one before. So it took me way too long to glue some arms onto a skeleton warrior, and I've always thought it was a bit of a fad, but I bought some of this. This is a super glue activator, and oh my god, my life has changed completely. Let's try it. Spray some on one side, and let it evaporate. That was too much. Then the other side, apply the glue. So I'm going to put the glue on here. It's solid. It's actually solid. In like, you know, it took me an hour to build 20 skeletons. I might just reprint them just to see how fast it would be with some soup. Buy this. Okay, so the chariot crew is actually the first fail. Rubbish. Try and do the crew again. That's annoying. Funnily enough, I didn't film this. I had a bit of a disaster with the wash station. Now, I realise all my mess is now in the reflection. I tidied so you couldn't see the mess. Obviously, these have these valves on the bottom. I actually got a bit of resin stuck in here. Caused me a little bit of an issue. So obviously, you put that on there and drain the IPA from here to there. However, this valve stayed open and a piece of resin got through. So I drained it from here, turned my back to go do something else, and then the isopropyl alcohol leaked out of here onto my desk and then onto the floor. That's really nice. That's a really cool system. I should have watched it, granted. However, the filter should be stuck in more so it doesn't come out so the resin can get through and get stuck in the valve, which is fun. However, what's more fun, the dragon is broken. Ah, I might be able to glue that back on, but it looks like the supports haven't quite held. Obviously, it's a prototype, it's not been tested yet, but I think the supports might have come away and then reattached and printed the rest. So I might be able to glue that on.
So that's not the end of the world, but it is looking mighty fine. So let's get this off the bed and get it all cleaned up. Okay, there's one wing. Oh, kind of. That's looking really good. Really, really nice.
Okay, just the characters and the dragon left to go. The only difference is I'm going to put the king on the dragon and the lich priest on the base. Which in the old world box you can't actually do. If you build the king, you can't put the lich priest on foot. So I'm actually going to have a bit more option than the original box set. So let's do it. Oh yeah. Now that is what you call a bone dragon. That is 100% a bone dragon. He's so good. Right, let's get him on the base. Let's get that base sprayed up. He's so... Oh my god, that is so sick. That is such a cool... Oh, look at it. Look at his silhouette from the back. And we're done. That is... Damn it. Now he's done. And his Hierophant to go with him. Which, again, out of the box, you probably want to build it this way because the Hierophant is the most important model in the army. If he dies, you start losing everything, lose regeneration, you start crumbling. You really want to build it this way, but you can't out of the box, really. It's technically converting it doesn't show you how to build it otherwise. It is such a cool model. I am so excited to play with that one. He's so good. So
now we have both armies fully built, and I need to ask the ultimate question. Can I 3D print an army faster than it takes other Mikey to build one? And the answer is no, because I spent almost 3 whole days printing and building this army. 69 hours! I'll take that as a win. I'll take the win. However, I printed this at 30 microns, so those layers are looking fine. But if I was going for true speed, I could have printed it at 50 microns instead. That brings me closer to the 17 hours at 33 hours. Oh, man. So, double the time of building, I manufactured an army and built it. What you've got to remember is, of those 33 hours, if we printed at 50 microns, 28 hours of that is print time. And print time is a bit of a funny one because I'm not actually doing anything. I've prepped the thing already. That's included in our final time. And I've cleaned them up, and that's including my final time. But the 28 hours where they're actually printed, that's just the machine doing stuff. I don't have to interact. I don't have to check up on it. I press print, and then I leave it. So in fact, does that 28 hours even count? Because if it doesn't, the actual time I spent prepping the machine, prepping the files, and then building the files, I actually only spent 5 hours and 5 minutes. So can you print an army faster than you can build one? Technically, I'll let you decide. The models by Sally Factory are an absolute dream to print. They took no effort whatsoever. And the Hellstorm system we're using was really good. Now, the issue is it's very hard to remove the models because it's so close because of that hole in this build plate. However, the benefit and downside to this system that I'm using today is it's its own ecosystem. You are only supposed to use their resin and their software. You can't actually change any of the settings, such as like the bottom level cure time, which I would probably reduce because the adherence is too strong. Now, the great thing is I have a perfect print with default settings that I did not have to adjust. The downside is if you're wanting something to save time, because you don't have to change any of the settings, you can just plug a bottle in and press print and it'll print perfectly. This is perfect for you, but me personally, I'm a tinkerer. If I see something I don't quite like, I like to change it, and currently I don't see that within the software. But if you're looking for a more in-depth review, make sure you check out my new channel, Hellstorm 3D, and the review will be up very shortly. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this... Right, now that's over. Don't need this anymore. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to Sally Factory for sponsoring today's video. Again, check out their Kickstarter. There's a link down in the description. I've also included a link to the Hellstorm system if you'd like to check it out. If you'd like a more in-depth review, I'm sure there's a channel out there that you can find. Thank you so much to my members for making this video possible. I'm sorry it took a while. I'm really chuffed with it, but it did take me a lot longer than I was hoping. But hopefully you've enjoyed it, and if you have, let me know your favorite bit down in the comments. Thank you, and goodbye.